Hello, welcome to another tutorial here. This is TJ and I will be going over how to install Ajenti on, I did not mean to do that, on a DigitalOcean VPS here. It will actually work on any VPS, but this is just made specifically for DigitalOcean. So, I'm going to go ahead and actually create a new droplet, and it's going to be named Ajenti. Just like so. Going to select New York 2. I am going to select a Ubuntu 12.04 32-bit, and I'm going to go ahead and create the droplet. Email, password, and information will be emailed to you. So that's where I'm at right now, waiting for that information. Alright, so it's almost up, just waiting. Here is the email. I am going to go ahead and open up PuTTY and press run. I already have something in here. I'm going to load that and change out that IP address. I'm going to save that. And I'm going to make sure I copy my password to my clipboard so I can go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Got about 3 seconds remaining. That's about the time that it takes to boot up Ubuntu, and there we are. We should be able to log into our server now. Might take a couple seconds here, and yes, and we're going to log in as root and our password. Alright, now we can see we are logged in here. I am going to go ahead and put all these links that I type in into the video's description. I will number them 1, 2, 3, and 4 because that's all it takes to get this going. Alright, number 1 is this command right here. It will go ahead and add the Debian key that we need for Ajenti to our apt-get. Alright, that has been successfully done. Now I'm going to add the repository that is required. Alright, we have added the required repository. We're now going to update our server, and we're going to install Ajenti all in one line of code right there. We're going to continue waiting as this is going to install all the required stuff that we need for this to successfully work. And as we can see, it's flying in front of our eyes. It's about usually how it works, since there's not too much to be downloaded, just mostly a bunch of installing. Alright, now it's installing SSL, which is required. It has successfully installed because we did see the default username and password, which is required. We're now going to run the last command here, which is server Ajenti restart. You can just highlight that and right click, and you can go ahead and press enter, stopping Ajenti, and now it has been started. We are now using Ajenti. Alright, so now that we have the IP address of our server found on our DigitalOcean area, we can now go ahead and paste that in there. And then you're going to add the trailing port behind it, which is 8000. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and make sure we have HTTPS at the beginning of this domain. Alright, and we should be prompted with an SSL error. That is perfectly fine. It's better to have an SSL. It's better to have this message than no SSL before at all, because packets can be intercepted and actually can find out your actual password. So we're going to proceed anyways, and that's perfectly fine. Alright, we're going to log in with the default information, and as we see back here, it's always the standard, so it's going to be root and admin. I'm going to go ahead and press login. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and log out real quick, and I'm going to log back in here. Looking at something just real quick. Okay. And password was, I think that was root, right? Yeah, root and admin. Alright. Okay, so when we get back in here, I'm going to go ahead and actually change the password. And I will go over all this. Okay, it takes a couple seconds, I've noticed, and we're going to go ahead and actually save the password. Now, as we can see, we're using Ajenti. We're on Ubuntu 12.04 LTS. That's about all I really need to cover. You can go ahead and refresh this to get the current status. We can actually add a widget. Now, let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and add CPU usage. Alright, cool. CPU usage. Let's go ahead and add everything. Let's just, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Okay, we can see about how much we have left on our disk. Now, as we can see, we are on DigitalOcean. This is actually incorrect. The reason being is we do not have 999.3 megabytes. That's, I only have 22 gigabytes. Wait, no, that is right. That's not the right disk actually. So I'm going to just go ahead and add the load average, and I'm going to go ahead and add memory usage, and I'm going to go ahead and add uptime. I'm also going to add the traffic, which is, and I'm going to do etho. And I'm also going to go ahead and add the power, and I'm going to add the script, or no, I do not need that. That's fine. Actually, I think how we have it, I'm actually going to delete this by going to like so. That's been deleted. Etho, I'm just going to move over here to clean this up a bit, and same with load average. And we actually do not need this one either. Let's just delete that. Alright, so now I got my little nice little panel we have, and we can actually delete this too. That's kind of nice. Get down to only what we need. And let's just bring that over. Alright, really nice environment right here. We can see our CPU usage, our memory usage, uptime, battery. Not really battery, it's not what we're using, but you can go ahead and reboot your OS and everything using from right here. Now it's kind of really nice. So I want to go ahead now and, well, let's see. We can first change our password. So in order to do that, we're going to go to configure, and then we'll go ahead and we see we can save and restart. Now that's not really necessary. So your host, this is for web hosting, which is fine. This is not actually for web hosting, it's for Ajenti right here. You can also create other users, but I want to go ahead and change my password. So in order to do that, I'm just going to type in a random password here. And that's that. I'm just going to go ahead and press enter. Alright, and that should have worked. Yes, it did. They should actually add better security there. So anyways, I've done that. I'm then going to go ahead and press save, and that has been saved. Now we have to restart Ajenti for changes to take effect, but I'm not going to restart them now. I'm going to go ahead and go through a little bit more information here. Now you can have multiple user accounts. I'm not going to go over that. It's kind of self-explanatory. So anyways, I did go over our dashboard, which is pretty cool. We probably want to go about setting up a website. So that's what's nice about Ajenti, is it's really vice versa. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So in order to get started, we're going to go ahead and go to plugins real quick. I want to take a look at this first. And you can see all the plugins we have. And you can see the ones we don't have installed, which are the ones with the little exclamation points. And that means it's basically not there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go to packages, and then we're going to go to search. We could just find it, but we'll go to search, and we're going to find Apache 2 and press search, and it should pop up a bunch of stuff here. So, and we're going to go ahead and click the check mark, and we're going to install it, and it is checked to install. I'm going to apply. Alright, and now that's about it for the second. Okay, we are seeing that we do have a little terminal that popped up. Really nice. And we do have a little terminal, so we are required to type yes. Alright, so basically right now it is installing Apache, so that's it. Installation has been completed, which is really nice. That was really quick. Alright, so there is more other stuff you can do. You can go ahead and install PHP 5 and then MySQL Server. So, anyways, that's about it for now. There is a couple other cool things, so let's go over them. We got cron. You can have cron information here. So you can go ahead and create something new. So if you want a script to run at every single, the command can be here. But anyways, it's really nice. Really easy considered typing in cron tab E. So, and then you can see your file systems here, and this one here is your main file system, and it's a little bit not normal, but anyways, it's there. So your firewall, you can have firewall. It's really nice and really easy to use that. You can go ahead and have your host file. You can also have logs, so all your logs, you can open a log, but I'm not going to do that. You can have name servers for your server. Network. These are actually name servers. Like you can use Google's, which is 8.8.8. The other one's, I think it's 8. I don't know what the other one is. Anyway, so then we have our yeah, our networks. We got packages, which we were at earlier. You can install a lot of stuff. And we got processes. You can see what's using a lot of your RAM. It looks like it is at the moment. Oh no, never mind. We can probably also memorize those as RAM, so we can see what is using RAM, and we should be able to press on it again, and the higher should be at the top. So right now, this panel is using the most RAM on the server. And then we can go users. We were there before, and you can see. No, never mind. That's not the users. System user will be like root, and these are all the system users. And then we can see the file manager, really nice file manager that they have. And you can upload files and such. You can go ahead and go to Notepad, and you can see what's going on there, and tasks, and the terminal. You can actually create a terminal window. So you don't really need PuTTY, but you do need PuTTY to install it though. So I am thinking if you press on home, that's really nice because it's all kind of like within one thing. You can go from thing to thing, if you will. And then we can go ahead and see the services, and we can stop and start services, which is very nice. Now, I am going to go ahead and actually restart Ajenti. So I'm going to close out of that. And I'm going to go ahead and go to configure and then restart. And I'm going to go ahead and press cancel real quick. Let's go to plugins. And I'm trying to find where Apache went because there is Apache. Now, we should actually restart the server, and it should be there. So let's restart and press OK. And once it restarts, we should see that it is back down there. So we're restarting at the moment. And we will have to type in our new password too once this comes up. Alright, and the root, and then the password that you selected. Alright, now that we do see Apache is actually here, which is what we wanted. So, these here are your actual sites, which is really nice actually. You can go ahead and create a new site, and we should be able to change everything here, which is really nice. You can change that whole configuration there, and you can have the name of the site. So this would be like your default site here. You can have your other information here, which should be server name, which it listens to. So that's really nice. It's not cPanel by any means, but it's something kind of similar, if you will. It's really actually nice. So you can go ahead and restart your Apache after you have made changes, and the check mark would be the one that is actually running at the moment, like what settings are enabled, etc., if you will. So that's about it for this tutorial. I actually went over my allotted time for I wanted to do this tutorial in, but I'm glad I did because Ajenti is actually really nice, and I do recommend it. They're used by a bunch of different hosting companies, and it's really nice. So I'll go ahead and take a look there. Developers can also use this. So yes, I highly recommend this, and take a look at it. Thank you for watching this.